I'm going to bounce between a slide deck and the MyLion. This is going to be more of a demonstration interaction. So if you have the ability to call up your own MyLion and play with your own account while you're watching this, feel free to do so. It shouldn't disrupt the recording at all. But again, Zoom etiquette, make sure that when you're not talking, you are on mute. And if you need to chit chat or ask a question, if I'm not seeing your hand raised over in your picture, just interrupt me and we can go to it. Okay, so I'm going to try and make this as interactive as possible. And for those of you that have multiple people watching, when you do the evaluation at the end, make sure you do the evaluation twice so both of you get entered into the drawing at 3 o'clock. Okay. So this period's class is a MyLion orientation. I'm going to try and make it as hands-on as possible, and show you how to maneuver yourself around there. I'm fairly proficient. There's still some things I don't know about it, so I may not be able to answer all your questions if you get too detailed on me, but I'll do the best I can. So our agenda today is I'm going to start out with orienting you to the MyLion site. And then we're going to do some hands-on stuff and actually create future activities, update and report on activities, and report a past activity. And then I'm going to show you how to copy an activity so you can reuse it, not have to recreate it every time. And then I'll show you how to go in and edit. And those may or may not be the activities I grab onto, but so can you guys see my screen with the login? Okay.
Agenda.
Can you see the MyLion login screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where you get on into it. This should be the same. Well, it helps when you actually put your password in. Okay. So this is going to bring you. This is going to bring you to your base site, and from here you can get to MyLCI, MyLion. You can go shopping at the Lion store. At Insights is where you can see the details of the metrics for the district. So to include donations to the Campaign 100 LCIF, all of those metrics are in there. And then over here on the right at the Learn tab, this is where you can find the online courses for things like Club President, Club Secretary, Zone Chair, all of those things. You can go in there and help out. If you want to get to some of the resources, I find that if you go to the LCI base site and go to member resources, then you can get to a lot of the awards, admin type stuff, and the written documents. I haven't quite learned how to get back into that from the Learn tab. They need to connect that a little better. So we're going to do MyLion today. And so this is going to bring me to our club site, the Visalia Pride Lions. That $20 there was me playing around in the last class I taught. So we'll take that. We'll use that one to delete out. Anybody can enter into MyLion. That's where it's different from MyLCI. MyLCI is role driven. Okay, so you can't get into MyLCI until you have one of the club leadership roles, and then you can get into MyLCI, and your functionality is limited to whatever role it is that you have. In MyLion, you can report activity individually. You just sign up for a MyLion account, and you can bring it onto your phone through the app, and you can report your individual activity. The only people but to report for a larger scale, for like the club, the only people that can report club level activity are the secretary, the assistant secretary, the club administrator, and your global service chair person, if you have one assigned at the club level. So in my club, we have a club secretary, and we also have an assistant club secretary that helps John out when we need it. But I'm the global service team lead, and so because I've got that title, that role, I can fill this out for the club. So that unburdens the secretary from having to do all that. And it kind of allows the secretary to do administrative stuff and your global service chair to do service type stuff. And so it's a little bit of job sharing, but it sure does lighten the load. Okay, so to orient you to this opening page, you've got your typical, your support. That's how you go back and get support from MyLion. If you have any messages that have come back and forth, they'll be at this tab right here. Over here on the right is where you get to your profile and your login and log out. So if we move over here to the left, you see this little 9-block grid right here. If you click down on that, that gets you back to the suite, to the LCI suite. So you can, you know, while you're in MyLion, if you need to get back over to my LCI, you can, or if you want to go shopping or learning or whatever you want to do, that's how you move over to that site. Now keep in mind, in my LCI, that's where you do all your administrative stuff. And in MyLion, that's where you do all your service stuff. Okay. So on this dashboard, this is the dashboard for our club. And this banner right here in the middle gives you a running total for the current LCI fiscal year. And our fiscal year runs from 1 July to 30 June. So as of 1 July, I've got, for Visalia Pride, I've got one one activity complete and $20 were donated. Okay, I could tell you right now that's fake. What I did is I took our general member meeting and I put some stuff in it so that somebody could see what happens on here. But up at the top, anytime you hit that home screen, that's going to take you to this dashboard right here. When you hit report a past activity, that's going to take you to an area where you can turn around and say, hey, I just completed something, and so I want to report what I've completed. The plan, the future activity, this is where you want to set up something and say, okay, I want to set this up and I want to invite every club in the district to attend this. And so, or I want to invite my club to attend it. And so let's set that up. And then over here is activity. This is a review of the activities, upcoming activities that you have on the site. If you look along the left-hand side, you can set up your filters any way you want. So right now, for this activity page, the filter that I have set up is for upcoming activities. These are activities that are for Pride Lions that have not been initiated yet, or we haven't gotten to them yet. Okay, so there's I've got a general member meeting set for August, and then we've got our election day stuff that we do in November. You notice here that Visalia Pride is highlighted. So these are the club level activities. So if I go to District 4A2, I see all kinds of upcoming activities for the district. So these are the activities that the clubs have put in. This date right here, like club officer training, this is was put in by Lion Marco to invite his region to it, and so it shows up at the district level so we can see it. Other clubs have gotten things in here that have run beyond the end of, you know, they're still going to July, so they're still open. They haven't stopped yet. Virginia, it looks like you put in a club meeting and it looks like you invited the whole district. So you're on mute. I can't hear you, but it was a good, there you go.
I was experimenting after the last class, trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay. Well, the interesting thing would be is if you can go in, and you should be able to delete that because you went in and created it as yourself. Okay. As opposed to me creating it as the club secretary, as the cabinet secretary. So you're going to be listed as the owner for that. So you can probably go in and change it. And then we can look and see what are the MD4 upcoming activities. our US and affiliates in the Bermuda Islands. And then if we want to see all of LCI, here's everything that's set up in my LCI. Shoot, this one's got a reoccurring thing that goes all the way out to 2035. This one goes out to 2041. That's outstanding. Okay, and so now if we want to turn around and say, well, I just want to take a look at my past activities that I put together, then over here in the filter, you click past activities. Okay, and so here is everything. And you can see that it goes, I've got 6 pages of activities for Visalia Pride Lions. Here you can see the little green block right here. It says that I've already submitted the report for that. Okay, and because I've already submitted the report for that, it's green. Now if I've set up an activity and the time is passed, this will be red, because it'll show that I still have a report that I've got to get done on an activity that I opened up. Okay? And we can look at the same thing. Here is, here's an example. So here is a club meeting, a bi-monthly club meeting set up by Tony Reyes. It happened on the 9th of July, and he hasn't completed his report yet, to so that those hours are captured by MyLion. Okay, now once he does that, once he hits reported, he will have completed a service report for his club. And one of the things that we're required to do every month is we're required to submit a membership report, and we're required to submit a service report. Well, in the old days, we had a piece of paper and a form that we filled out, and it had listed all of the service that we did for the entire month, and then that got sent in. And then the cabinet secretary had to figure out how to add it all up so we could determine what kind of report we had to send up to MyLCI or LCI. We don't have to do that anymore. It's all done right here on MyLion, and it all comes together in the background, and your monthly health assessment of the club gets updated accordingly based on filling this out. So you have to fill this out at least once a month, but ideally you want all of your service projects and donations and fundraisers to be put in here so that you can keep track of that and track the hours that you put in. Now, as you get better at this, when you set up your strategic goals for the club, you may turn around and look and say, you know what, we did 2,000 service hours last month. So now you can see how many, or last year. Now you can see how many hours you put in the year, and you may want to set up your strategic plan for the year and say, I want to get to 3,000 hours for a year. And so how am I building my strategic plan now for the club and focusing the effort so that I can get to that 3,000 hours? So it's just different ways that you can use it. The other area, so that takes care of the activities area of the site. Now, if you go over here to metrics, this really lays down everything that you've done. Okay, so if you could see that general member meeting that I did is listed here. So let's see what we have here. So you can filter this to where you only want to see service activities. You might want to just see your fundraisers. You might just want to see meetings or donations. And so you can filter that. And see right here, this up here at the top shows that I'm looking at this year. So let's look at last year so we can get this populated a little bit more. Okay, so when I look at the Pride Lions Club, we served 12,625 people last year. We did it through 86 activities and 2,251 volunteer hours, and we donated $5,900 to something, either LCI or our scholarship program, et cetera, et cetera. And so down here, here's all the details of everything we did. Okay, so if I want to sit down and I say meetings, okay, we did a lot of meetings. Okay, we had 44 items of meetings that we attended in the last year. you know, and then you go to service activity, and we did 29 different service activities is what we actually accomplished last year, okay, and with the total hours, okay. And so, and then the top banner changes as you change that look. So if you go to fundraisers, yeah, we didn't make that much money last year, so we kind of really dipped into the things that we done in the previous year, but we did 9 fundraisers where we raised a couple $1,000. Okay. And then there's our donations. We completed 4 donations last year, LCIF, CLF. We did another LCIF donation and another LCIF donation. So we did 4 different types of LCIF donations last year. And it amounted to $2,144. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to create we're going to start with some hands-on stuff here. So we're going to create a future activity. Okay. So I want to go, I can do that 2 ways. I can go to activities and then click create future activities, or I can go plan a future activity, either way. Somebody asked a question? Okay, so under activities, I click create a future activity. And what I want to do is I want to create a donation. Okay, so I'm going to continue. And I don't see any of the, it doesn't necessarily fall into the 5 areas of effort for LCI. So I'm going to click other. And I'm going to continue there. And so my activity name is going to be Tulare County Adoption Day. Okay. It's not a signature activity. So a signature activity, let's talk about that real quick. A signature activity would be, for my club, it would be our dance. We do it every year. It's something that is repeated. And it's something that our club is known for. Okay, so that would be considered a signature activity. Hanford Breakfast Lions, it would be their Mother's Day breakfast, maybe. Okay, and so it might be Wood Lake Lions, it would be their annual rodeo. That would be a signature activity. But blood drive, for example, wouldn't be. That's something that you guys kind of put together as it comes around. It's not something that you plan for necessarily every year. So that's kind of how you make the distinction. And so I'm going to, the place is going to be the Tulare County Courthouse. And whatever the address is, I don't know. But it does auto-populate as you put an address in. Okay, so if I had a street address, I'd put the street address in there, and then I'd, put Visalia, and it would still pop up. Okay, and this is a future activity, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that on the 17th. Okay, and we're going to make that donation at 11 o'clock in the morning, and so. Oops. And we're going to do it from 11 to 12. Okay. And then this is going to be donating to the court adoption day. I want everybody to see. You can set it to see that only you see it, the club sees it, or everybody in the world can see it. Okay. And you can make it so everybody can join it too, or it could be an invite only. So I'm going to continue, and I don't necessarily want to invite my whole club to that, or maybe I do. If I click this, it's going to send it to everybody in my club. It's going to send that invite to everybody in my club. Okay, now unfortunately at this point, the only way you can get rid of that is you got to go in and you can eliminate everybody that you want to do here. Okay, you could also go in and invite an individual. Okay, and so since Diana's here, I'm going to invite just Diana to go to this event. Okay. And so I'm going to hit continue. So the only two people that are going to this event are me and Diana right now. And then when I submit it, I'm finished. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so let's say, and I'm not going to be able to do it on this computer, but let's say I want to change this event a little bit. It's not quite what I wanted done. I need to edit it, because see, I'm not at the reporting phase yet because the day's not here. So you have two different things you could do. You can edit the activity, or you can copy the activity. Okay, we need to edit it because we got something wrong. So I'm going to edit that activity, and I want to put a different picture in here other than the tents. And so I'm going to edit the current deal. I'm going to select an image, and the problem is I'm on my work computer, so I don't have pictures. And I'm going to put the scarecrow in there. Okay. So then I'm going to save that image. So that's my edit. And then I'm going to continue, and it's going to be like, it's going to bring me to my people. It always takes a little longer to save the picture. When you put a picture in there, it takes just a little bit longer to save. It's thinking really hard about it right now.
Judy, while you're doing that, I did go back and edit it to only our club for the board meeting, so I'll have you check and see if I did it right.
Okay, that's a good one.
But I also added the scholarship for last year, but when I go to the previous year, it doesn't show that we donated $2,000 in scholarships. So I don't know what I did wrong.
Well, it could be that they closed the accounts out. I don't know how they close those records out at the end of the year.
Oh, that's true. Plus everybody's working from home and I did it on a weekend, so it may not have got recorded.
Yeah, I don't know why this is still thinking. Hopefully it
took
didn't.
a while for me too.
Yeah, it's going back through a lot of stuff right now. Does anybody have any questions while this thing's chewing? All right, good to go.
The website is being slow.
Yeah, it's being crazy.
I thought it was just my computer, but now I see it's not only just me.
No, anytime you put a picture in there, it always takes a little bit longer to save after that. So if I don't have a whole lot of time, I don't mess with the pictures, and then I go back and I clean it up later. You know, click save, watch a little bit of TV, click save again. So I may have to get out here. There we go. Okay, so now I wanted to add
Before I send.
I want to add Bobby to that. Okay, because there's going to be 3 of us showing up that day. And so then I'm submitting that. Okay, so now, see, there's my scarecrow. Okay, so now let's say that it's like, oh my goodness, we're not doing this. The courts came back and said, we're not allowed to partner with any nonprofit anymore to bring anything into the courts. And so Pride Lions, you can't do adoption day with us anymore. So then we can go back and we say, you know what, we got to delete that activity. Are you sure you want to remove this activity? Yes. It's deleted and it should be gone. It'll be gone when I come back to it. See there, it's gone. So that's how you create a future activity, edit a future activity, and then delete a future activity if you have a problem. Okay, so let's see. Let me look at my past activities. Okay, so right here, I did this earlier. Okay, I reported it now. I had 20 volunteer hours associated with it with the club meeting. And I had a $20 fundraiser. Okay, and it's like, well, you know, we did something kind of different. So I want to edit this activity, and because it wasn't just a general member and board meeting for us. We actually did a service project in our last club meeting. So I'm going to say homeless connect hygiene kit, I can't spell, hygiene kit assembly. Okay, and I'm not going to mess with the picture because it's going to be crazy. And we did this at 3403 West Perez Avenue, okay, in Visalia. We still did it at that time, so that's all good. And the activity description, it wasn't a general members meeting. We assembled 600 and I don't know, I don't know how many it was, 650 hygiene kits.
300
Or-
COVID kits.
For local homeless folks. Okay?
Sure.
Continue that. We had 10 volunteers, and it was actually 3 hours, so it's an hour, 1 hour per person times 3, so 10 people, 3 hours, 30 hours. We ended up serving the local homeless population in Visalia is 1,000. I think it's more like 1,500, 2,000
Wow.
right now. And from a funds donation point of view, you know what? We didn't do any funds because everything was provided to us. Okay, so I'm going to correct that. And this was a pure service project. And so I'm going to continue. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to report it again. And I'm going to submit it. And now it may not happen right away. See, it takes a little bit for your dashboard to catch up. Okay, so it might take a couple of hours, it might take a day before your dashboard catches up. And so you always got to make sure that you go back and check on that. Okay, any questions so far? Yes, Virginia.
So did you designate those hygiene kits? Did you take it out of your general meeting thing and designate it to a different area? Like service project?
All I did was, yeah, I renamed it. That's a good question. Let's go back and look and let's see how it's listed, because I may have to change that too. That's a good thing to look at. See, the cause is other. So let's go to metrics. Sure did. So let's go back and see if we can fix that. That's a good catch. Wow, I'm not sure I can go back and reprogram it, can I? Yes, I can make it a service activity, continue, other, continue.
Health?
Yep. Boy, it's making me redo the whole thing. Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. That's good to learn. That's what we're learning. So
Now this is actually redoing it. It's not duplicating it.
that's what it looks like. Let's see if it does. I'll go back and fix it later. Yep, it sure doesn't. So we'll say 1,000, then donated, total volunteer hours was 30. No, this is 10, number of people. Number of hours is 30. Now you'll notice that you can't, it doesn't add up for you. Okay, so if you put in one person and 3 hours, when you go back to total hours, you got to put the hours in on your own. So it doesn't add up for you. Okay, so report, submit. Let's look at past activities. Homeless Connect.
Yeah, it duplicated it.
This is the old one.
Now
So
that
this,
can be removed, right?
yeah. So now with this one, we're gonna where the hell did delete go? Oh, you got to go into edit. Well, now doggone it. Guys are challenging me here.
Sorry. Teach us, teacher.
You should be able to delete this, and it's not letting me. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to edit it and make it a general member meeting.
So if you just go under activities, it won't do it?
No, it wasn't giving me the icon.
Okay.
Is it because it's already passed? It wouldn't let you delete the activity?
No, you should be able to go back in and delete it.
You can still delete them.
And it's just not letting me do it this time. So, but
Yeah.
normally you can go back and delete anything. Okay, so now, so now how do we save some time? Okay, you want to get you could get all your meetings in right now for the entire year if you wanted to. Or you can do them a couple months out. Okay, so I put one in for August 17th already. So let's put one in for the first week in August. And the first week of August, I know that that is our board meeting. So I want to find a general member and board meeting right here. Okay. And so I'm gonna copy this activity. See how I can delete the activity here and it wasn't letting me delete it on the other one. So I'm going to copy this activity and I'm going to set up a future activity. Okay. Or I can copy it and create a past activity. So let's say that you've got three club meetings that have already happened and you just want to get those things in. So you'd want to report a past activity because you've already completed those events. But I'm setting up a future activity. So I'm going to hit continue. The good part now is that wasn't happening previously is my picture got pulled forward. You know, last year the picture wasn't getting pulled forward. So you'd have to go through all that again. So here I'm doing another general meeting, and this is going to be our general member and board meetings are always the first Monday of the month, and they start at about 6 and they end about 8. Okay, we're going to continue. And then here, I'm going to invite my whole club. So I'm sending the whole club over there. I'm continuing. There they all are. And then I'm submitting. Okay, so now I'm back at upcoming. It kicks me out to upcoming activities. There's my board meeting for August 3rd. I already set one up for August 17th. And then here's the election day. So it's that easy to copy and duplicate your stuff.
I have a question.
Okay.
When you set up that, when you invite people, does it send an email to them?
Yes, it sends it to them through the app. And if they've set their application up, for notifications, it'll pop up on their phone.
When will they get the email today that you sent it, or
Yeah, right away.
right away? Okay.
Yeah, Diana's probably getting ready to yell at me because she just got hit with like 3 emails.
You know, I had a question regarding that, Sheree. I've received invites on my regular email through MyLion, and I've tried to respond to them, but there is no way I can respond to them. Is that indicative of the program, or am I supposed to go to MyLion for that?
It could be that you don't have the app on your phone.
Oh, this is on my home computer.
You should be able, you should be able to do it on your.
Yeah, I've run into some difficulty with that in the past. That's been my curious, because I've received invites for other clubs for an activity, and I try to respond, and it goes to like dead mail, or I get a notice saying that it can't be responded to.
And you hit the I'm going tab to say yes, I'm going.
Yeah, because it came to my regular email. And that's why I was curious. Do I have to go to MyLion to activate that feature?
Huh. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. Here, right, can you see my phone right here? That is the MyLion app on the phone. Okay,
Yeah,
so go out to your Google Play and download the MyLion app, and you can do the same thing on your phone that you're doing here on site. Now, the thing that the phone does that you can't do here, which I really like, is on the phone, if you take a picture while you're at the event, you can upload it on the phone to the MyLion site. You can't do that on the desktop. That's the only limitation to the desktop. Otherwise, I prefer the desktop over everything. But yeah, if you pull that in, and you can see that the stuff is there. I can go to the home screen, and of course, the first thing up is donate to MyLCIF, and you could see that picture there is from our training, our district meeting last year that we took, that was in the MyLion class that I taught last year. And so the picture's still there. And because that is a news feed, okay? So as you're going through there, you're seeing if anybody's posting something, then, so if I want to say, I want to do the camera, okay, I am saying hi, here you go, use the photo, save, district 4-A2 MyLion training. Okay, I heard a bling. Did somebody get it already?
No, I just downloaded MyLion
Okay.
to my phone.
And there it is right there.
Are we supposed to enter our hours that we did this today in MyLion app as well?
Absolutely, you can put your hours in there.
Okay.
You know, so go in and create an event that says, hey, this is what I did. Because I'm logged in as a secretary, if I do that, I'm capturing it for everybody. When you go on your phone and you do it here, sometimes you're capturing your own stuff. And somehow, the piece I haven't figured out yet is how that comes together in the background so that it gets added to your club hours. That's the piece I'm not sure about yet. I haven't figured that side out yet. But you can, on your phone, you can search activities. You can look at the activities that you have loaded on your own MyLion site. You can send emails and notes to people. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of rough. And then there's there's my profile, where I can set everything up. Okay, and
Now,
that's all from the phone.
Now, I noticed earlier when I set up we're going to finally recognize our queens on August 1st, and I set that up for our club level, which I remember to do that right. I was trying to invite our district governor, David Beeman, but when I put his name in as an individual, it would not pop up. Does he get everything?
No, he does not. You actually have to find him. And sometimes it depends on how they type their name in.
Okay.
So I had a heck of a time. Who couldn't I find the other day? I don't know who it was, but I ended up having to try it 6 ways to Sunday to find him. And I finally found him, and it wasn't typed in the way that I thought it was. It was really weird. So let's see. So let's see if we can find him. See, he doesn't pop up right away. And it could
No.
be that he's got some, you got to go through all this to find him. Let's see if it comes up as Beeman. There he is. So if you just type in his last name, then he'll come up.
Okay.
And see, you can see David there and you see Vicky. So sometimes you just got to try different variations. If you get real specific, it could be that when he put it in, he put a space in front of his name by accident, and so he's not going to pop up. But, you know, just try different variations, and the more you filter, the more exact you have to be in your typing. Okay, and so if your exact typing isn't coming up, then back it off and go by last name. And then maybe go by, I don't know if you can search by, so see there, I typed in Hanford and everybody in the Hanford club popped up there. So I can select that way too. So you can list your club name in there. If you know that they're in a club, but you can't remember their last name or their first name, you put the club name in there and all the club members will come up. If you, since David didn't come up, then, okay, let me back it off. Let me just do Beeman. And there he is. Let's see about David Hamilton. Does David Hamilton come up? See, very hard. And that Hamilton's a, you know, that's going to be a lot of Hamiltons there. And it's like, oh boy, now how do I find David Hamilton? I think that's who I had a hard time finding. Okay, well, I know that David Hamilton is in Visalia Sunset. There's Gloria Hamilton. There's David right here.
He was
Okay, so
hiding.
he was hiding. So sometimes you got to hunt around a little bit. If you want to find somebody, you know, let's say you want to get Falgony in there. Falgony pops up pretty readily right there.
You know, looking at that, I just noticed that it had a member in that's been deleted for 4 years or 3 years.
Well, it could be that they haven't cleaned up the account. It could be that, you know, that's where you've got to send a note back to MyLCI tech support and say, hey, this person has been deleted. I mean, it could be they moved to another club and they're still in there and they just haven't updated anything.
Yeah, because it doesn't show up when we call up our club list, so I'll check that out.
Yeah, so you might have to send a note off to the tech people.
Okay.
Could it be they created a MyLCI account and they didn't get dropped when Don dropped them?
Well, you know, that's a possibility because I know he's attending another club, and I've been told he hadn't joined the other club. So maybe I don't know, maybe that's it.
Yeah, he might be a part of another club because I mean, all of the drops that we did, all of the adjustments to the membership that we did prior to 30 June are current.
Okay.
Okay, so ours have been updated.
Yeah, he's not on our list at all. Never, hasn't been since I dropped him 2 or 3 years ago. But I just saw him in that list you showed up, so.
Well, this is what I wonder why that's red.
I was just going to ask you about that because I was looking at it as well in our group.
I don't know why that's red. I'm gonna have to look into that. Why is it red? Why red? And I'll know what that means.
Is the M isn't capitalized?
No. She's on the roll, she's current. It could be that, it might be that she doesn't have a MyLion account set up.
Oh,
Okay, so it could be that everybody here has a MyLion account set up for our club, which is good news. And it could be that she doesn't. And so she's not going to be getting any invites through MyLion. It could be as simple as that.
that's a possibility because that would account for the badges that we receive.
I don't know.
It's a feature inside of the club profiles. As you earn stuff, as you connect with MyLion, you achieve badges. Kind of
Yeah.
like an incentive thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, does anybody else have any questions? You want to try and get to something?
So what,
Falcone has a picture on hers.
Yes.
Johnny has a question.
I have a question. I got
Okay.
a couple of donations coming up, and I thought I was doing it right, but it didn't work out. So how do we do a donation like for Rainbow Pride or something like that?
Okay.
I tried to work it out, but it didn't work out. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong.
So you want to do a past activity, right?
Well, actually, we haven't donated yet. It's coming up. So
It's coming up.
we're looking.
So you want to create a future one.
Okay.
You did a fundraiser, right?
Yes.
Is this a fundraiser or is this a donation? Have you already captured the fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
So you go to donation, continue. Which one is it?
Other.
Other. Okay. You would type in what it is, XYZ. So Fresno, California. You're doing the donation, let's say on the 13th. You're going to do it at, it doesn't matter, 10 a.m. Okay, and you're donating test. Continue. You're inviting people. So we're not going to invite anybody. And then you submit it. You're doing it as a future activity. So you don't have all of that stuff set up. So for your donations, you do your donations after you make the donation.
Okay.
Don't do the donation as a part of future activity. So let's get out of that. Let's delete that activity. So we're going to say report a past activity, and we're going to report, and it's going to be donation test. It's a club level activity. And it's a single day.
Okay.
And you did it on the 9th. And the activity type was a donation. It's not a signature activity. It's other. How much funds did you donate? So $200. If you want to put your additional metrics in there, you click that button and then you can sit down and say how many people did it, what organization received it, who was it? So let's say
Rainbow Pride. So.
Rainbow Pride. Did you raise any money in specifics for this, or you just donated it out of your pocket?
Donated out of the club.
Okay, and about how many people are you serving with Rainbow Pride with that donation?
Roughly 1,000.
So 1,000 people. Okay, everybody can see it. You want to put stuff in here, and then boom, you report. And there it is. And so now I'm looking at my activities. I'm looking at past activities, and there's the donation test right there that we just did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but see, you've got to make sure that you're looking and enter donations in as a past activity, because it's usually just real quick, I'm making a donation. And then look under past activities so you can see it. And then if you go,
Then it'll come
like
up.
I said, it takes a while for this to come up. Okay.
Okay,
And-
another question is, I'm just taking over secretary now. I guess the past one was behind. So once we start doing everything else, the zone chair will get all the activities we've done and catch us up with everything as well, right?
No, the zone chair doesn't put this in for you.
Well, but they'll get a report showing that we've reported everything.
Yeah, they will, but keep in mind, last year's kind of closed out. So as soon
Yeah.
as you put a report in for July, you're starting over. So just stay current from today forward. I mean, you could put in last year if you want, but that's last year's metrics. And the only what that will do is it'll help you build your baseline if you ever want to go back and look, because you saw how I could go back and look.
Yeah.
And so just go back and you can build all that so you have a reference point. But the important part now is from 1 July forward.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Virginia, you were talking about the picture.
All the meetings and I didn't know that.
So you go to my profile. Oh, don't you do that. There you go. Okay. And then here's everything about me, the user profile. And I think this is what's not coming up. That right there, I believe, is the thing that you check to change your photo.
Oh, how pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Very professional.
Yeah, I grabbed the photo that I was for my job search and put it on there. Okay, so this is the profile. It lists your current job title. So see, I'm listed as GST chair. That's in my club. I'm a director for my club, but what we've done is we've taken our director positions and we've aligned that with service coordinator, membership chair, and LCIF coordinator, so that we can have the directors can be those people too. My member number, here's my contact information. This is where I can change my password if I want to. Don't want to do that because I won't ever remember it. And then this turns on what we want visible. Your connections, you want people to see your connections, your activities, your badges, and messages from other Lions. Okay, but right here is, I believe this is where I would change. Yeah, see, it's not letting me do this because I'm on my work computer, so it's probably blocking that. And so you can change your picture right there by going into your profile. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions?
I do. This is Carrie. Me through automatic withdrawal from my checking account.
Say again?
Right? I have an automatic withdrawal to LCIF as a donation.
Yep.
How do I add that?
You would do it as a past event, and you would
Okay.
add it as a donation. And you can either do it once a month or you could do it once every 6 months, however you want to do it. You just change the date range.
So could I put it in and then just go back and change the date every time?
You can go in and copy the activity.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you create it this month, and then next month you just go in and copy the activity and then fill out the information and you're done. You're in there. And that's a good point. People do automatic withdrawals or automatic donations through payroll deduction or anything else, and that doesn't get captured on the MyLion site. So if you've got members that are doing that and you want to make sure you capture what you're sending to MyLCI so that you can see it, then create the service activity and do it. Now, your LCIF coordinator can also send a note to the donor site, to the donor people at LCIF, and ask them for a donor report. And they can run a report by name for your club. Okay, you only want your LCIF coordinator to do that because they consider it private information. So you've got to be able, whoever sends that as the LCIF coordinator has to say, I'm the LCIF coordinator. They actually go check and make sure you are. And then they will send you a donor report, and you can see, you can check and see if any of your members are close to getting a Melvin Jones based on their own donations. And you can also see if your club is close to being eligible for Melvin Jones if you choose to give that out as a year-end award.
Okay.
Okay, we got about 4 minutes left. Does anybody else have any questions? Feeling pretty good?
Put a picture, we'll see if
Yeah.
it shows up.
There you go. There you go.
Good
Okay,
job.
thank you. I am available if you guys have questions or need some help. You've got my email, you got my phone number. It's current. Don't hesitate to reach out. Might take me a day or two to get back to you, but I will get back to you.
Cool.
And I'll help you out in any way I can.
Okay, so you talked about getting to other resources about courses.
Yeah, I'll show you that while we're here, since we got a few minutes. See, you go to Learn,
I've been there.
okay? So this Learning Center right here at the top, the online training, is where you have the different classes that are there. Okay, so you can see from mine, this is my dashboard. I've signed up for the club secretary responsibilities. Okay, let's say I want to learn something else. Let's say I want to figure out, I want to see if, it's not doing it. Okay, so I want to go to the content library. That's how I do it. Okay, content library. And I want to look up club president. Do we have any stuff on club president? There you go. So I can do there. Okay.
Content. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, search.
So-
I can never find it. But
So if I go back to that, let's see, does courses tells me everything. Okay. So here's all of the online classes that they have right now set up. That you can go in and take the class on. Okay, Robert Rules of Order, servant leadership. Oh, that'd be interesting. I ought to take that one. I thought they had a new zone or region chair class. There's club treasurer.
I did the club president one already.
Okay. So this is what they've got laid out. They have another page? No. What's this? What's this more thing? Has a discussion
I had
forum?
heard that they had a region share thing, but I haven't found it either. I've only
Yeah.
found the ebook.
Yeah. And so if you want to get to the once you get in here, it's a little bit to get out. Come on. There we go. Okay, and so the thing that bothers me is you can't get to the regular site. So you've got to go to the lci.org. Well, that ain't it. Who is that guy? Okay. Lions Club International. Okay, so when you get to this one, if you go to resources,
Yeah.
resource center, here's where you've got all kinds of the documents and everything. So you've got awards in there, you've got club administration, how do you do grants, leadership development, all that stuff is in here. Okay, so let's say you want to get to the ebooks. This is where you get to the ebooks. So there's your Club Excellence Award application. You guys, for your presidents and secretaries, you need to take a look at that. And then certified guiding lion training is in here, or book. Let's see, this is 4. So let's do it this way. Let's go club secretary. So there's 10 resources associated with club secretary. There's that Club Excellence Award application again. Here's all of the finances, guiding lion, club secretary ebook. Same thing is there for the president. If you put club president in there, your club president ebook will come up. Let's see if there's something. I don't know if there's going to be something for zone chair.
I think there is.
3 resources for zone chair. Region chairperson application, zone chairperson award application. I still don't know where the heck that zone training is, but that's a good site to have. Be able to,
to read, I was online and I found an outline of zone chair training materials that are listed. And I think
Okay.
you find it, just like you said, in the ebook.
that's probably right.
Zone and region chairperson's ebook, tools and resources, etc.
Oh, the back pages, it gives a bunch of links, I believe.
Right. It gives an outline, starting out with the learning map that zone chairs should read about.
Okay. So in the session resources tab
Right.
that on the invitation that you got for this training, this slide deck is listed. Okay, now in that slide deck is this slide. And here I found a couple of reference videos that kind of help you, walk you through how to do report a past activity, how to create a new activity, and how to use MyLion to support your service. Those are the only tutorial videos I found out there. The Meet MyLion mobile app is the marketing video from 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they first came out with MyLion, but it kind of gets you hyped into it. And then if you need some help with my LCI, that's on the left-hand side. Okay.
Thank you.
So last call. Are there any questions out there? Okay. Well,
Not at this point.
thank you very much for attending the training today. I really appreciate it, and I hope this was helpful for you. When I end this, please go back to the course listing, the session listings for today, and at the bottom of the section, there's going to be a course evaluation. Click on that and fill that out. If you've got 2 or more, more than one person at each of your places listening to this, make sure each person does, because that course evaluation does 2 things, like I said earlier. That gives me a name so that I know how to fill out a certificate for you. And more importantly, it gets your name in the raffle. And then be sure you log back on at 3 o'clock for the closing ceremonies and the final raffle for training today. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
All right.